In Karlsbagen, Duke Edric reflects on his public image as a cheerful and kind leader. He wryly admits, however, that his one major flaw is his terrible luck with his own family. He laments being caught for years in the bitter succession war between his powerful siblings, Essendra and Gabriel. However, he thought enduring would be enough since he had become a lord regardless of who inherited the title. However, just as he had decided to endure, another crisis arrived in the form of a knight. During the feast, Eugene confirms to him that he is here at Essendra's request to handle the monster threat originating from the family dungeon. Putting on a welcoming smile, Edric invites him to join, but Eugene curtly dismisses the offer, stating he has no time. Cutting to the chase, he makes a request, which instantly makes the Duke suspicious of a plot hatched with his sister. However, Eugene's request for non-combatant workers instead of mercenaries baffles the Duke, who knows that entering the demon realm alone is certain death, which is an extremely strange request. He is further perplexed by the insane plan to have the workers simply wait at the entrance until the solo raid is complete. He then deduces that if the knight causes trouble, they will have no choice but to subdue him, and if he dies on their territory, Essendra could use it as political leverage against him. Torn between his brother's orders to block the dungeon and his inability to refuse Essendra completely, he feels trapped. He's truly caught between a rock and a hard place. Suddenly, a dark solution forms in his mind. If Eugene dies within the demon realm, it would solve all his problems without implicating him. He then asks Eugene, "How many?" A cold and calculated decision. Eugene replies, 5 each, 10 in total should be sufficient. Edric's easy acceptance of the terms surprises Marion, who had expected more negotiation. Seizing the opportunity, an overly supportive Edric offers to double the provisions and suggests that Eugene write a letter to Essendra before departing. He slyly suggests the letter should state he was treated well, creating a record of his hospitalities before sending the knight to his death. A clever move to cover his tracks. Eugene agrees, seeing the strategic value in leaving a good impression on his potential ally's younger brother. Overjoyed that his trap is set, a beaming Duke Edric calls for writing supplies and the promised support for the expedition. As the supplies are brought forward, Eugene stands ready to pen the letter that will seal his pact with the deceitful Duke. After quickly finishing the letter, he is confident his message has been successfully conveyed. Just then, Edric and his court erupt in jovial laughter, wishing him good fortune on what they believe is a one-way trip. A cruel send-off for a man they expect to die. To this, our guy offers a polite smile in return for the support, while Miriam quietly wonders about their crazed laughter. Once Eugene is gone, Edric's cheerful mask drops, revealing a sinister grin as he silently wishes for the knight to die in the demon realm. After that, the enormous, ancient gate leading to the demon realm begins to creak open. Eugene confirms to Sir MacBear that he will go alone and instructs him to take care of Cillian. As he strides toward the gate, MacBear gives a final warning, reminding him that no party has succeeded for over half a year. After that, he gives a final instruction for the workers to wait outside and to enter only after the subjugation is complete. A flabbergasted Sir MacBear watches him go, stunned that a single man could open the massive gate that 10 men had struggled to budge. A truly shocking display of strength. As the gate nears closing, Eugene gives one final command, to open it only when he knocks 3 times. Finally alone within the ominous demon realm, he stands ready to begin his true hunt. He immediately casts aside the provisions from Edric, revealing he had only accepted them to maintain his human disguise. In other words, he never needed their help. Uncertain of his own new limits, he feels a surge of unknown power course through his body. The monsters are stunned as tendrils of dark red energy erupt around him, revealing the full extent of his power. A terrifying transformation. They can only cower and snarl in the face of his overwhelming power. Miriam watches in a panic, mistaking his power surge for the demonic dragon crest going berserk. However, he is in full control and decides this would be a fine opportunity to test out his new abilities. In a flash, he disappears from his spot. The monsters tremble as he dashes toward them at the speed of energy, catching them completely off guard. They can't even move from their spots. His movements are a barely perceptible blur of violence and crimson energy, cutting them down with brutal efficiency. Having dispatched the small fry, he nonchalantly asks her for the body count. To this, she reports a tally of 3 intermediate trolls and hundreds of lesser monsters, confirming the loot will be more than sufficient. With no living witnesses, the only clues are the massive fang marks on the body, which point towards a large beast. He deduces that such a creature is the most likely source of the red mana crystals he desperately seeks. He looks up to see the ceiling is covered with a writhing mass of countless glowing red eyes, a truly unsettling sight. Just then, a massive swarm of screeching, bat-like monsters descends from the darkness. The grotesque horde dives towards him, filling the air with their terrifying cries. He then assesses his new foes, noting that while they are large for bats, they are not high-rank monsters. Deciding to get serious, he grips the hilt of his sword. He unleashes a flurry of sword strikes, carving a bloody path through the endless swarm. But growing tired of these endless annoyances, he decides to end the fight quickly. He focuses his power, planning to obliterate the entire swarm with a single, fear-inducing attack. Just then, he releases a powerful wave of aura, obliterating every one of them. The cave is instantly filled with a rain of blood as every single bat is sliced by him. A brutal and efficient slaughter. Miriam stares in utter shock, demanding to know how he just accomplished such a feat. Even Eugene seems surprised by the result, wondering if he really destroyed them with fear alone. While she celebrates the satisfying slaughter, he cuts her short, stating it's not over yet. He then gazes into the darkened recesses of the cave, revealing that there is still one left. From the shadows emerges a colossal, multi-eyed, high-rank bat monster, the true boss of the dungeon floor. So that was the real target,